there, match another same color marker.
Sure.
So the parents will go and speak to their child, and do the activity together with the child. So it's kind of fun activity for both the parents and the child. So both of them have fun.
Would it be daddy involved more or mommy involved more?
Good question. I think there is a mix, but tendency is I think the mommy would like the father.
The father.
The father to
Because
partic-
sports, so
Yeah,
yeah,
sport,
daddy's
yeah.
domain, that kind of thing.
Yes.
But it's also a great chance for the parent to be involved, directly
Bonding,
involved. The
bonding.
bonding with,
That's
the,
right,
with the
yeah,
child
that's
as
right.
well.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah, they do have the bonding and all that. They have fun together. And going back to the safety aspect, there's no physical contact or any
Of course.
similar kind of thing. So what we do is we tend to have activities, and then when we introduce ball, we will give each kids a ball so they don't fight, because at that age,
Exactly. Yes,
It's
I
mine.
understand. I understand. It's my ball.
yeah, they don't have concept of sharing. So we
Sure.
give each of them one ball. They do activity. I'll tell them, let's do this, let's do that. So it's very safe, no physical contact, and I have already 3-4 below 2 years old attending the class, and I think one was 18 months old, and he went back and he kept on saying ball, ball, non-stop the whole
The
day.
person is not mommy or daddy's ball.
Ball.
So they do have fun, and they improve at that age we try to improve their agility,
Motor skills and all
motor
that.
skills,
That's right.
coordination, because
The balancing.
because they can't
Hand-eye,
balance, they can
that's
run
right.
sometimes, but they will fall, and
Right.
so we focus more on that, and then basic kick, just stand and kick the ball.
Right.
That's all, and then attention, teaching them how to listen, and their attention, getting their attention. So you need, that's the foundation. If you don't have that, you can't actually run a class for kids. Because you
Right.
don't get their attention, they will not listen, they don't know what to do next.
True,
and
true. Then hopefully improve their hand-eye foot coordination as
That's
well
right,
from an
yeah.
early age,
Yes,
which
yes.
will help the development
Yes.
as they grow older, right? Much
And
faster.
I,
as well.
I think with this, the parents would be happy if the kids really understand this, and then when they put them down to sit and eat, they could really understand. So that's the first group.
That's the first
A.
group.
And then
That's
let's
the
move on to the next.
We call that
yeah.
little kick. So 18
Little kids,
months to
18 months to
27 months.
27 months.
That's right. Then we got
About
the
2
next
years old.
level. Yeah, and then we got the next level, junior kickers.
About 3 to...
that will be two to
Two
three.
to- two to
There's a
three.
bit of overlap between little kicks
Okay.
and junior.
Okay.
So there's 2 to 3.5. Then we got the mighty kickers, 3.5 to 5.
Okay.
And then we got the mega kickers, 5 to 7.
So that's
For
So
each group.
four,
But
four.
currently I'm running 3 because little kicks at the moment there's not enough
Right.
parents sending their kids, so I'm joining little kicks and junior, which is working
Which is
fine
fine.
because as I said, there's no physical contact. We don't play a match until they are ready. Maybe when they're 3.5, 4 years old. Then we start introducing basic match. So
Right.
that will be maybe not really physical. We don't teach them how to tackle. That comes naturally at a later
That's
stage.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just
yeah.
teach the grassroots how to control the ball, kick the
Yeah.
ball.
That's right.
So
It's quite interesting that you tell me about the little kickers,
Yeah.
the first group.
the little kicks. Yeah.
Yeah, the little kicks. The concept behind of it is because of you want to teach them about the balancing, about the coordinations.
yes.
Then what about the one that the age group is up to 5?
Yes. So there's progression. So at the
3
beginning,
to 5? 3 to 5?
the next 2 to 3.5.
2 to 3
yeah,
and a half.
That's the
2
junior
to 3 and a
kickers, yeah.
half. And then what about the
Mighty kickers.
Mighty, yeah.
So that'll be 3.5 to 5.
3 and a half to 5?
Yes.
What do you teach? And
So there's a stagger progression. So
Right.
at the beginning, the eye, the coordination,
Yes,
the
yes.
gross motor thing, attention, listening. So that's the basic. And then
Basic.
we introduce colors as well at
Okay.
that level. Colors, so matching colors. So they learn colors, body parts. We do warm up body parts. Then you progress to the junior kickers where we start to teach them more about working as a team. Team concept. You have to work together and then improve their skills further. So they need to take responsibility, sharing
Right.
and listening and lining up.
so
and
for
stuff.
that age group, you don't give each and everyone a ball.
You still give.
You still give.
You still give, yeah, because at that age as well, they don't like sharing.
Right.
So we slowly kind of, at that mighty kickers, the main focus is to make them more independent, so the parents
Right,
don't
right.
have to join.
Right.
So we make them feel more confident.
Right.
They can do activity independently, and then to learn more skills, so the learning, they improve in their listening, their coordination is improving, their balance,
Right.
We teach them how to kick, stop the ball, dribbling, so the ball control gets better.
So other things you just mentioned are all the benefits of participating in this program. Now, the next question is, football tends to be thought of as a boys' sport, men's sport.
Yeah.
But I understand that this one is also open to girls.
Yes, it is. It is. We actually encourage girls to participate. Like my mega kickers, I have just last Sunday I have three girls attended. So actually, girls at this young age, there's not much difference between girls and boys. Up to 5 years old, actually they are much better in terms of listening, taking instruction.
Really?
Yes, yes. And also ability, the ball control. I'm surprised. I've seen some girls have much better ball control than boys. But I guess once they reach 5 above, the boys tend to depend on their nature. They tend to become a bit more competitive. So that's when you have to look at the class, whether you want to have a girl in the class or not. But we'll have girls all the way up to 7 years old. But if the boys become too competitive, then you want.
They feel uncomfortable if a girl does kick a ball better than a boy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
would you feel bad? I mean, would you feel offended if I kick a ball?
Well, depends on your age, lah. But I guess as a man and a woman, if you lose out to woman, ego gone, lah.
Ego gone.
Especially when it comes to physical activity, you know, that's when a girl can best a guy. It's like, oh God.
Do you have this whereby you teach them not to have, everyone is equal, everyone is balanced?
Yes, it is. Like that's the progression as well. We learn, we make them as a team, learn them the concept of team play.
Don't separate them. Don't think that you are a boy, a girl.
Yes,
a girl.
They do the activity together. They are same level. It's a level, playing level field. And also, there's a lot of other benefit as well to it, like, the social aspect of it.
Right.
Yes,
So it's not just teaching them football, but social, like, they mingle, they mix together, interact. They interact with me, like, I'm very interactive. I will tell them, ask them a lot of questions, like, okay, we're going to do this. And there's a lot of team and fun as well involved. Like, we do have pirate games, we do like garden games, and so I ask them, like, oh, what animal do you like? Do you like this? Okay, what color is blue? What animal? So like they'll say dolphin or whatsoever, relevant. Then we'll do activity with the animals' movement.
I think this is quite good because in current society, interaction is underemphasized. So when it comes to being around in a group, interaction, communicating, they could feel a bit disjointed in general these days. So this one actually hones that skill from a very young age. That becomes more second nature, and they won't be afraid of crowds, speaking to people, and that kind of thing. Right?
It's something whereby they discipline you. Unlike, I understand. I put my daughter into this weekend playground whereby I just pay a bit of money. She can run around the playground to keep myself keep quiet. All right, we need to take a quick commercial break. Parents, if you have any questions for Kelvin, you can always email us at updates@capitaltv.my or tweet us at @thecapitaltv. Coming up next, Raj is going to love this. We've got both someone special joining us later on in the next segment, so don't go anywhere. Right, welcome back to the Morning Bell. Look, Raj, I have 2 lovely princes here.
That's right.
They're going to be a footballer someday. And of course, they're the members of Little Kickers Malaysia. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name?
Emmeline.
Emmeline, is this your sister?
Yes.
What's your name?
Ashalin.
Emmeline and Ashalin. So how old are you?
7.
You're 7 and you are?
5.
You're 5. So you both go for the classes together?
Yes.
Is it in the same team?
Yes.
Do you girls fight for the ball?
Yes.
No fight? No fight? Yes, fight?
No.
No? Do you enjoy your class?
Yes.
So
Do you like playing with boys? Because so many boys there, right?
They bully you?
No.
You bully them.
No.
You bully the boys?
No.
The boys bully you?
No.
So who's your favorite coach?
Kelvin.
Kelvin! See, it's back to you. How do you have this patience to coach the kids?
Yeah, well, I grew up, I got 6 sisters and, 1 brother, and I have like 13 nieces and nephews. So
13 nieces and nephews.
Yes. So I grew up from teenage onwards to my mid-20s, like grew up with my nieces and nephews. Sister will bring them. I'll play with them, mind them and all that. So I kind of got a bit of experience in and
surrounded by kids.
Surrounded by kids, yeah. And how to handle them and stuff like that. And I'm naturally, I got a lot of patience, so which is good. You need that attribute. And the coaches that I actually employ is not necessarily they need to be good in football or know football, but more importantly, they are good with kids. They are patient. Kids, yes. Because without patience, you can't do this job. That's you need a lot of patience.
Now, speaking about coaching and the coaching team, can you just tell us a bit more about the role you play as well as your coaching team?
Yes, I'm at the moment, I'm the owner of the Little Kickers Malaysia franchise. I also do the lead coaching, and I have 2 assistant coaches. So we normally go with the UK Ofsted, OFSTED ratio, which the preschool uses as well, 1:8. So for preschoolers, so 1 coach per, for 8 kids. So we have maximum 16 kids, so 2 coaches is the minimum. But I tend to have 3 coaches because sometimes the class can go out of hand. And in terms of qualifications, I'm a qualified coach. I got English from the UK English Level 1 coaching certificate.
Okay.
I'm qualified to coach up to 12 years old kids. And also the assistant coaches that I employ, if they don't have a coaching badge, it's fine because we are looking at coaching preschoolers.
Right.
So I will train them. In terms of the coaching side. So they're more like they know what to do.
So this is, although we are talking about kids, there's also criteria or coaching licensing requirement, right? In terms of badges and all that.
Yes.
Right, and you mentioned you already achieved the first level. Does it go on beyond that in terms of the coaching the kids?
Yes, it does. My one is from the UK, so I can't continue that unless I go back to UK and do, they call it, I did level 1, that's level 2.
Right.
And so forth until you go to the pro license, which is the English Premier League coaches.
Exactly.
I can't do it in Malaysia, but in Malaysia they have through the Football Association Malaysia, they have the badges as well. They start from level C, B, A, and then you go to the professional. So that's something I'm working on. I'm going to take the license, the C license, and then works towards the B.
And who knows? Perhaps one day coaching a state team in Malaysia.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who knows?
Then you'll be the spotlight, huh? Okay, girls, let me ask you, when your coach Kevin teach you the football, right? Is he very fierce?
No.
No, he's not fierce. Is he very friendly?
Yes.
So what have you learned so far from the class? Run around.
Yes.
What has you learned?
We learned to play castle and we had to protect our castle. The cannonball had to keep our castle.
Oh, so you have to protect your castle. So, the cannonball cannot attack the castle. Is there a prince there or a princess living inside the castle? Imagine. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, so that's how you
like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of theme and concept. So because kids, you need their attention. You can't just tell them, okay, dribble the ball or take the marker. We have a lot of theme. Like they was talking about the castle. So what we do is we just put this thing is the castle. We put that. And then the cannonball is the ball, football.
Yeah.
And then the coaches is
it's the monster.
Yeah, is the monster. So we try to kick their whatever castle, topple their castle. They need to protect it. So what they are learning is how to defend. We teach them in that way so that you get their attention. So there's a lot of team fun. That's why it's very fun. The kids love it because of all this imagination involved.
Now, Kelvin, aside from the fun and of course the interactive process, which we talked in great deal just now. Now we know that there's the thought with regards to perhaps playing football. In the West, they start them very, very young. And then they progress into different levels. They even have academies and all that. As you can see, the high level of skill and technical ability. Now, with regards to this, do they actually learn, the older ones, maybe closer to 70s, do they learn the real technical aspects in terms of little bit of ball control and all that?
They do, yeah. Because throughout the whole process from the Little Kickers, Junior, Mighty, we introduce skills, fun activity, but they learn a lot of things, skills and all that slowly. They learn the basic dribble, the basic stopping the ball, turning, striking the ball. We call it the big kick, or the small kick. The small kick is the dribbling with the ball, and then we end up with the penalties and all that. So, they slowly, eventually learn. So that's the progression. That's why it's a very good kind of program where there's progression. and the end goal is where they kind of will be able to play a match. You know, they know the concept, they know what is football all about. You need to learn how to share. It's a team game,
Right.
and then you need to take responsibility. And then so end of the day, that's the end goal, that they will be able to play a match, a bit simple match. That means they need to share the ball. So what we do is when they are progressing, we'll have a match, 10 minutes match. So the mighty and the juniors, the mighty and the mega, we will introduce a match, 5-10 minutes match, where we take out the ball. Then we say, look guys, there's only one ball, you'll need to share one ball, no more
Right.
ball for everyone. So we try to introduce that. So they slowly, because then they learn how to, when like you mentioned, when they reach the mega kickers, that's when they use their skill that they learn in the juniors and the mighty, the dribbling, the stopping, shielding the ball, like protecting the castle. So that's when they use it when they're playing a match. But we need to emphasize that to the kids. Okay, oh good, you're doing this. You learned this previously. Remember, we need to tell them what they've learned and use it during a match. And then the concept of space. Kids don't have concept of space. It's like a ball is like a magnet to them.
Everybody runs
Yeah,
for the ball.
Exactly,
The ball goes,
because
everybody runs.
because I was
It's a
about to
swamp of
ask
bees.
you. I was
Like a
about
swamp of
yeah.
bees.
I was about to ask you. Pass the ball. No, I'm not going to. It's like a one-man show. I'll run around
That's the thing,
and it's my ball. Yeah.
That's why you need to. It's all about it's all about repetition. Kids learn from repetition.
Okay.
The first class will be like that. They'll be like that. Then you keep on emphasizing them. No, you need to pass. You need to play as a team. So we teach them all these things. So eventually, after 12 weeks coming to the class, they'll be able to learn the concept
I
of
assume
sharing.
that they do watch football as well, and then they try
Yeah,
to
they-
intimate a bit like how it's like to be the footballers.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. They watch football. They see that they are not everyone going for one ball. But kids, just I don't know why when you put ball there, say,
That's
okay,
right.
let's play a game. They just
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
get so
I don't know why
excited.
it's maybe that's how their nature is. But
I guess so. They want to be involved, perhaps,
Yeah.
rather
I
than
guess
just
everyone
being an
wants the
observer.
ball. That's the thing. Everyone want to go to the ball and